Naro, how are you doing?
Lagazee.
Easy.
Far as the sun,
Yeah.
it's about the ground. Kisses the earth here, so man is alright.
Yeah, man. We give thanks.
You know, it was kind of a rough morning, but we give thanks. I mean,
Yeah, man.
your introduction to the show give Anna some serious energy. I didn't even know where the energy came from. So,
Easy.
and that goes to show how the show is every each other week here.
Yeah,
you know,
definitely,
so,
definitely. We keep growing from strength to strength. You understand me? Yeah, man. So I wouldn't jump to the gun. You understand me? What do we have today?
You know,
Reggae
today
exclusive?
it's kind of wild and hot at the same time because
Definitely.
you know we are not. It's not a regular reggae exclusives. You know, almost I think a few months ago we did during the Ghana month. We did the first person to actually play reggae music on radio in Ghana. Right, the first person to actually give rebel and rebellion music a voice on radio. You know, we came out with Vanini Bar. You know, I was going through the internet as well, and I came across YouTube.
Yeah.
A video of one of the legends when it comes to radio presenters, DJ, whatever you want to call it in Ghana. You know, and he has some few instances, so we decided like, no, we're going to play the video, a little bit of the video of what he said. Then we get him on board to actually, you know, reason with him, asking some few questions. Why those comments were made and his frustration and stuff here. So,
All right.
yeah, Joseph, we are talking about Heavy D here. So,
affect some of us.
Okay.
Yes, I've been on radio for 30 years. Not consistently, but the first time I got on radio was 30 years ago. And the station was Joy 99.7 FM. And I did a few programs, but mostly
Asaase Radio.
I was on a show called Roots Rockers, and I played reggae music. You know, I've always had a love for reggae music since I was little, and I was looking after people like David Rodigan. You know, I love reggae pretty much. I mean, everything reggae. So long as the lyrics are clean and decent, yes, I'm all for it. Shout outs to DJ Rasnico, Militant Fingers. Yeah, enough respect to you. You know, but I've come to realize in this reggae space, there's so much misinformation going on. Now, first of all, for the records, let me say this. Before Joy FM, there was no other private radio station that was operating. It was GBC. And we looked up to people like Samson Quay, Poncho. We looked up to, you know, some of these greats, KKD, of course, a few of these great broadcasters who mentored us, who we looked up to, you know, and we learned a lot from them. So when it came to private radio in Ghana, especially in the area of reggae music, let me be clear. There's no radio DJ or radio presenter in Ghana who can say to me that they are my senior or they were on radio before I came on radio to play reggae. That would be an absolute lie. And for the records, let me say this. People tell their stories in a way just to become popular. Back then, there was no social media. We didn't try to be popular. We never tried to even be known. It was just something that came.
Yeah. So,
yeah, so this was the video. It's 12 minutes, so we decided just to play a few minutes of it.
Yeah.
Just
All right.
to the issue going. And it's on the line, though. So, I mean, we don't know what this is coming from the background, what we said a couple of months ago.
All right.
But yeah, so Heavy D's on us. It's on. So.
All right. So, greetings, Heavy.
Greetings to the Seven-Star General, to all your crew out there, to Naro, of course, all the love and respect every time.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. So, I think the Ghana month we were researching and digging into the archives and looking at, matter of fact, who in the history of our time was the first person to have given reggae music a play on the radio. And then, first and foremost, we were not looking at private radio. Yeah. And we were looking at radio in general. You understand me? And then, we sat down as a team and then we started doing calls. We started calling people and all that kind of thing. And then Naro, as the, head, came back and said, Lagazee, I'm not going to tell you, but I'm going to break this news on the radio. I said, all right, if you find it, why not? And then he came, and then on the radio, he asked me a few questions. And I was like, Poncho, on GBC those days, and he said, Lagazee, you lie. It wasn't Poncho. And I'm like, are you sure? He said, yes. I said, yo, Poncho had 30 minutes on GBC. He said, no, but actually, the first person to have given reggae the voice in Ghana was Lucy Banini, a female. And I'm like, all right. So we started, myself, I did some few calls and all that kind of thing. We spoke to Lucy Banini, you understand me? And we wanted to even host her on Yaad Settingz on Asaase radio, but I don't know. The manager is a bit of...
she was talking, they were getting close to her birthday too, so she just wanted to get the preparation right.
And all that kind of... So we were not able to kind of, host her. And then early this morning, Naro came to me and said, Lagazee, have you seen this video? I said, no. He said, look at it. And I'm like, all right, so Heavy D, he's got a point. When it comes to private radio, there is no one other than him who first gave reggae the voice, on private radio. But let us know your sentiment, in terms of putting this out. And in Ghana, it is like that. If you don't tell your own story, people will cook it for you. You understand me? And it's about time we put, where who deserve the flowers. We must give everybody their flowers. You understand me? This is our industry. We don't normally do that. Unlike in Jamaica, we wake up and we celebrate our legends and all that. Here, we don't do that. But Heavy, let us know your sentiment in terms of this particular video we just played.
Well, once again, thanks for having me on Asaase Radio. Thanks to your wonderful and cherished listeners and viewers across the internet space as well. Too bad I couldn't get on Zoom though, because I got prepared for it. But all the same, thanks for having me. Well, honestly, there's absolutely no sentiment on this one. It's just me stating the facts.
Okay.
My reason for coming online on that day was basically to bring to the awareness things that we're ignoring, because we stood on a platform that other people created. Mm-hmm. We built our career on other people's foundations. Mm-hmm. And we have not disregarded or we have not disrespected our foundations. Mm-hmm. Unless we don't know who is the foundation, then it's a different story. Because I even learned from you guys who actually played the radio for the first time. So that is a given. I learned a lot from that.
Yeah.
So it's really about knowing the foundation and also paying attention to the foundation, because your house was built on that foundation.
Definitely.
If the foundation crumbles, the whole building crumbles.
Yeah, man.
And that's the reason why we're going through what we're going through, when there's so much back and forth and we're not getting our music anywhere at all, but, amongst ourselves, bickering and talking all kind of crap. But the reality is that, by now we could put our heads together and create not even one, but several Grammys by now.
Definitely.
But we are more interested in the retiring people before their time. I don't think it's really a Ghanaian thing. I think it's a mindset thing. It's a Kwekwanasi mentality. That's what I call it.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
You're right, Heavy D.
We have to build. My sentiment is not sentiment. Just we have to build up instead of break it down.
Definitely. You're right. And matter of fact, looking into our space, even at a point in time, if I should use Reggie Rockstone as an example, at a point in time, people kind of even said he was not the one that even coined out the name Hip Life and all these things and all that. You see it, it's like reference is not being given to where it is due, you understand me? And we don't give our legends the flowers, you understand me? So I think it is right in direction for you to come out and put this out so that it will be on record, you understand me? That when it comes to private radio station in Ghana, you understand me? Matter of fact, Heavy D, you understand me, was the one that gave reggae the voice on private radio first in Ghana. And that respect must be given. I respect that. Heavy, and I think it is just right, and the youth of today must, take a key from this. Know your history and know the roots.
Yeah, but Lagazee, hold on. Yeah, Heavy was saying that part of the video said he wasn't been. I felt what he said. It seemed like he felt like he's not been appreciated enough.
Yeah,
and this is my questions to him, right?
Yeah,
by who? The industry, and if you say the industry, what do you mean by the industry? Because we don't have even something like the reggae. Is he talking about like a whole industry, not just limited to reggae music? Are you talking about when it comes to reggae sector or aspect of the industry?
Well, I think that if we must speak about industry, I've heard several people say there's no industry, but there is an industry. It just has not been put together right. Because everyone is an industry, if I would say, because the word industry comes from industrious. So as long as you're a creative person, you are industrious enough to be called an industry. It is the way we bring our pieces together that makes our industries look like it's scattered. Now, if we look at the creative sector in particular, there's this gap between what is real and what is an illusion. It's kind of like they say they have wolf in sheep clothing, but I say that now there are sheep in wolf clothing. People pretending to be what they're really not. And it's all in the name of, being able to have the leverage of being seen or being known. And in a way, we're not getting the support we're getting from number one, from the corporate angle, from the marketing angle, where we can not only create exports, but we can also develop talent and be able to enhance it to the point where it is properly sponsored. And when we can come together and put music together and really make a mark on the planet. So it goes beyond just me as a human being, as an individual. Now, when you speak about appreciation, I really don't mind whether somebody appreciates me or not, because I know exactly who I am without any kind of arrogance, without humility. But the appreciation that you need is not from people, really. It's from yourself being able to appreciate yourself. Now, when we talk about each other, say if I go to another industry person who is probably on radio or on television, and I come together with him or her, he or she has the platform, and we decide, look, let's put together a concept, let's put together a production. What happens is that what draws the line between us is how much are you paying me for what I'm doing? But then again, money is necessary. But the point is that if we keep on doing that, how can we be able to learn from our legends? It's not that we're poor or we're broke. No, it's just that we're using wisdom so we can all break bread. Because while we are all here focusing on the local market, people are thriving on the international market. And the few of them who have been able to cross the threshold are not creating mentorship programs for those who are up and coming. So it's all about me. To me, it's not about me. To me, it's about us being able to put our energies together for development. That's just what it is.
Definitely, Heavy. Heavy, leaving you finally. I would want you to, advise the younger generation coming, because it look like, we are in the internet age. You understand me? And a lot of things that happen, back then are not known today.
Yeah, of course. It's not been documented. All that today, they can just pick your phone and go on social media and find anything.
They have this app called ChatGPT.
Yeah.
That you go there. GPT.
Easy.
You go there, you type anything, and everything just kind of
pop up
and all that kind of thing. You understand me? But today, back then there is nothing like that. There was no internet and all that kind of thing. We're even playing cassette and vinyls. You understand me? You know, from there came PC DJ and all that kind of thing, and you know, it kind of evolved up to today that you can pick your laptop and you pick your controllers and you have everything. You know, unlike those days, if you're going to the studio, you need to carry a whole bag of CDs and vinyls and cassettes and all that to go play a show. You understand me? So I want you to advise the younger generation coming in terms of doing the right thing to give reverence to who reverence is due per our legends.
Okay, well, how many seconds or minutes do I have?
In a few seconds.
No, I want to know specifically because if it's a minute, I know a minute is two. I know still.
Yes, two.
Yeah. So you have 2 minutes.
Okay, all right. I'll try to do 2. Okay, I'll try and do 2. No problem.
All right.
Well, the truth of the matter is that between social media and what I call traditional media, right? I don't see any issue between the two besides the fact that traditional media is being disregarded. Okay, and that's the reason why communities and societies are not being, developed properly. That's why we see some kids on drugs because the community radios and are failing to reach out to the community. Everybody's jumping online, but what is offline? So the issue is about being able to understand they have to bridge the gap between the old and the new. Because if we were able to fill up stadiums when there was no social media, imagine what we can do if we have that technology added to our knowledge. So they need to come and learn something because the same algorithm is the same idea that came from us filling stadiums back in the day. It was just word of mouth. So social media came to enhance what is already there, but it didn't come to condemn it. To refer biblically, Christ came to fulfill the law, not to condemn it.
You're right, Heavy D.
Yeah.
You're right, Heavy D. You're right, Heavy D. Heavy D, I would like to say thank you so much for your time and space and for the insight and all that. We appreciate that. And we will continue to push the good vibes. Give thanks.
Give thanks to you. But one thing before I go, though.
Yeah.
Let the reggae presenters and DJs give us the opportunity for us to promote what we have produced because we have Grammy winners in our boxes.
Of course, Heavy D. You're perfectly right. Give thanks.
Yeah.
Yes.
Easy.
Yeah, so Lagazee, that's what we have for this week. I mean, we don't use this. Our platform is just for about facts. We don't use it to matter anybody.
Of course.
Trying to discredit anyone.
Yeah, and I think what Heavy D just said is just right.
Yeah, it's right. But if what the whole video is like, I felt like he was bitter at a point. Right.
Yes,
so,
but Naro, here is the thing. In our space, if you don't blow your own horns, Charlie, you enter some places and people will approach you with disrespect.
Yeah, so that's what I was expecting to be specific and even go to the extent of mentioning names, right? Because his statement was direct and like...
No, yes, but yeah, he was talking about private radio. That the first private radio was Joy. You know what I mean?
And he's not been appreciated by...
Yes.
So you are part of the industry as well. You understand? He said there's no industry. When I say industry, I'm talking about infrastructure, things being said properly. You understand? Yeah, so...
You are a whole industry.
I know who's one you bullets here.
Oh, no, but it is right.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
You see, for instance, if you talk about sound system culture in Ghana, the first mind that step into the mind is King Lagazee.
Sure.
You understand me? Because we took sound system culture to the radio. We began to propagate the good news. Not that it didn't, exist or something. You understand me? It was there.
Yeah.
But to propagate the good news, to let people know about it, we came in with a clash culture. We came in with dub plate. You understand me?
Yeah, so that point, that's what I said here. Everybody came to play their part.
Of course.
From the Daddy Boscos to me. Right, this is very controversial, but that's a fact to me, not an opinion, right?
Yeah.
It might be an opinion to someone.
Yeah.
Daddy Bosco came to play his part. what's his name?
Santino.
Culture B. To Culture B.
Yeah.
To me personally, if you talk about the prolific intellectual aspect of radio presentation, when it comes to reggae, I give it to Culture B. You have to deal with the sound system, right? Yeah. It's your part, so it's a collective effort.
Yeah, of course.
No man is going to live forever. There'll be a day that Lagazee have to evacuate this air through your human vessel.
Of course.
You understand? You'll be gone.
Of course.
But at least what you've left, other people should be able to
recognize it.
Yeah.
So from me, I see it from this point of view is you have to recognize that this man did this. Yeah. You understand me? And at least it sounds like nobody's talking about it. That is why Reggae Exclusive is here.
Yeah,
you understand me?
We're in a society where
for us to kind of bring
up issues like this
for discussion, for us to talk about it and document it and put it out.
Yeah.
For people to know that one day somebody will be. So after this interview will be cut and uploaded. You understand me? So that it will be there.
The informative part of it, not just the music part of it.
Yeah, man. It will be there, and then people can go and listen. That the first person to have played on a private radio station in Ghana. You understand me? Was Heavy D. You understand me? Yeah. So that document will be there for the unborn generation to come. And you understand me?
So those who think Lagazee boss and bra, when you talk about sound system culture, he is already documenting his journey. So, all right, love, give thanks.